Hey guys, happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope everybody's doing well today. I thought it would be really fun to make a St. Patrick's Day treat, and my favorite is Irish soda bread. So we're gonna do a little baking project here, and as you know, baking is one of the funnest science experiments because after you're done your experiment, you get to taste your treat. So to make the Irish soda bread, you're gonna need some different ingredients. The first of which is going to be 1 3/4 cups of buttermilk. I have that here, already measured, ready to go. You're going to need 1 egg, 4 1/4 cup of flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And remember, when you have a capital T, that means tablespoon, lowercase t means teaspoon. So you're gonna need the 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 5 tablespoons of butter, and 1 cup of raisins. The butter you wanna keep really cold. So I literally just pulled this out of the freezer, very cold, ready to go. And the colder it is, the fluffier our bread is gonna be. All right. So first things first, you're gonna wanna preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And you wanna get a baking pan. I lined my baking pan with some parchment, so it's just ready to go, easy to clean up, no mess. All right, now we're going to mix our dry ingredients. So I'm going to put my flour in here. And then I'm also gonna put the salt, the sugar, and the baking soda in the flour. And give that a good little stir here. Mix, mix, mix. All right, and that's all like evenly incorporated now, as you can see. Now I'm gonna get my wet ingredients kind of incorporated. So I have the egg here. I'm gonna give that a little crack and then pop that into the buttermilk and give it a little stir, just so you can see the yolk. It's kind of fun to break the yolk. Oh, now my buttermilk's a little yellow. Fun. Okay, so that's all ready to go. Now we gotta add the butter to our dry ingredients here. So you're gonna wanna cut it in. If you have a pastry knife, that would work. We don't here. So I'm gonna start with some forks, and then if I need to, I'll use my hands, which of course I washed before I started baking. So we're gonna just dump that in. Use my fork. There we go, and that was the 5 tablespoons of butter. So we kind of mix it up with our forks. It will get crumbly. It's a little tricky to do, but pretty fun. I know you guys love doing this when we do the cooking projects in Clubhouse. Ah, my forks just got stuck together. Woo! All right, you know what? I'm just going in with my hands. It's fine. And then I'm just kind of pinching them. And that butter is still really actually pretty cold. And remember, this is gonna make our bread really fluffy. You know, one thing I forgot to mention is you might need a little extra flour. So Miss Jessica, could you actually go into the kitchen and get us like maybe a cup of flour?
Yeah.
Thank you. She's behind the camera, of course. And so while she's doing that, I'm gonna show you guys what this is gonna look like here. Now that my butter's kind of mixed in. It still looks pretty floury. But those little pieces of butter add like a nice fluffiness to the dough, and it kind of like crumbles together now. Mr. Josh, could you help Miss Jessica find a cup of flour? Mr. Josh is here too, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so So as you can see, this is what it's gonna look like. A little crumbly. You can still feel a little bit of butter, but I kind of incorporated into the flour. All right, now before I add my buttermilk and egg, I'm going to add the raisins here. Sprinkle them on. Love the raisins, they're optional, but I find that it adds like a little sweetness to the bread that I really enjoy. Mix that in. I'm using my spatula again. Thank you, Miss Jessica. Awesome. All right, and we might need this, we might not. It just depends when we add our wet ingredients how sticky the dough is. All right, so now my raisins are in here. You can't really see them though. It looks like they're hiding in the flour. Pretty fun. All right, we're gonna add our wet ingredients, the buttermilk and the egg. Now if you don't have buttermilk at home, I've read that you can, add a tablespoon of vinegar and then whole milk together, and that would make your buttermilk. So again, that would be 1 tablespoon of white vinegar or 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, and like the rest to 3/4 cup whole milk to make your buttermilk. I've never tried it, so that could be another fun science experiment for you to do. This is gonna add like a really nice richness to our bread. So I'm just pouring that in here. I wanna get it all out. The buttermilk is just so rich. Give that a little stir. And I'm kind of folding it in. I just want to do this till it's just incorporated. And then I'm gonna dump it out and give it a good, quick little knead here. Mixing. Wish you had you guys here to help us mix this. You guys are so good at it. Okay. And this has kind of just come together here. So now I'm going to dump this out onto my lined little counter here. I put some parchment paper down, so again, I don't have a huge mess to clean up. Just make it easier. I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on my hands, just so the dough doesn't stick. Dump this out, and we're gonna knead it for maybe 30 seconds. Not too much, we don't wanna overwork this dough here. Oh, and you can see it's kind of sticky inside. It's okay. It's actually pretty perfect. Whoop, stick into the parchment. Okay, and just kind of form it into a bowl shape. Look at my dirty hands. And then I got my baking sheet. Lift this up. Plop it down onto my baking sheet. And an adult, not you, is gonna get a paring knife, and we're just gonna score the top here, and that'll help some of the steam escape from our dough and make it really light and fluffy. You're going to pop this guy into the 400 degrees oven for about 45 minutes. If you notice about halfway through it's getting really brown, you can put a piece of like tin foil on top, and that will really help you out. All right, so your dough's ready to go in the oven. You might be like, what am I gonna do for 45 minutes? Well, we have got a St. Patrick's Day word scramble here. Will you kind of turn the camera, Miss Jessica? Just rotate that. Maybe a little bit more, I don't know. Anyways, so try to figure out these little words here. They are St. Patrick's Day themed, I'm told. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see the loaves of bread you might make, and definitely your answers to this word scramble. Remember, if you submit to us your your answers, then you can earn a ticket. And we actually already have some ticket earners from yesterday. Thank you for sending in all those cute little Pikachus. Love them. So awesome.
Fun if they try the recipe at home.
Oh yeah, try the recipe at home. You can send us pictures of that too. All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye.
Bye.